Hello. I am going to attempt to record this flip today while my baby is napping. So this sketchbook, it's been Frankenstein'd quite a bit. I have all different kinds of pages and papers from various sketchbooks and magazines and pieces that I've done. It started out as a Canson mixed media, the 7x10 that I purchased at Michael's, and I just wanted to give you a peek inside. So here we are. Don't mind my address. We're actually getting ready to move, so I'm not too worried about all of that. I had started a book. This was on the inside of the front cover, and I wound up taking it apart. This is from just collage material that I received in the mail. This here, it says "Make Art." This came from the. We actually have an art school here in the next town, and Montserrat College. I received something in the mail from them, and behind it was a watercolor background that I was playing around with. Over here on the left is a cutout from a comic book, Sky Doll, and over here are some Pinterest inspirations. This was a sticker that I received. I cut it up and added it to the page. This also, and this was from a magazine. I thought it was cute, so I added it in. Watercolor background. This was right after I had purchased some Winsor Newton watercolor markers, so I was playing around with those. This is a picture of our cat Bentley and a unicorn, and yeah, nothing really on the back. This is just a background, kind of, well, not exactly a background, but just playing. Dandelion. This was my attempt at some birch trees, doodling, and a woman in some kind of a bird mask. And this is, I got dirty there in the middle a little bit, but just some shadow art that I did in 2015. Okay, this one, my friend and I were trying to do some work with this digitally, and we've almost got it, but it's not quite there yet. This is just, this was something I made. These two are inspirational pieces. It's just a sticker, some notes in the background. Some Zen doodling. This was something I did 2010, just a bunch of stickers, and then I doodled around the outside. On the back was a post, like this was something I had made for a friend of mine. And this I did back in high school, a bunch of tissue paper that I colored swirls on the top of. I just thought it was pretty, so I cut it up and collaged it. Here's more Zen tingling, and this was this bear shape was on a pair of pants that I had gotten for Christmas one year. I liked the shape of it, so I decided to draw it, and it reminded me of the Coca-Cola bears, and I gave him a little poofy mustache sticker. More notes, inspiration. All of these I believe I got on Pinterest. So I couldn't give you the references off the top of my head, but Pinterest. Okay, these are kind of cool. So this was acrylic paint, and I started with a very light color. I believe it was yellow. It could have been an orange. And then I splattered droplets of water over the top, and then I took an old gift card and scraped it, and then I added, I let it dry, and then I added another layer of paint, did the same thing, scraped it off, and then so it got some really cool textures in there. I don't know if you can see it. That was pretty fun. And this was a day of doodling. I just spent all day doodling random skulls on a page. I've been wanting to make a zine for a while, just give it away to people. but I haven't really finished with it. This is from a comic book. David Mack is the artist, the author. I got it from Kabuki. It's a little plug there. This was something that I had done back when I started art journaling. This is from a recyclable bag, like a paper bag, in magazines. This paper here is one that I made entirely out of magazine. So it's just literally cut and paste to cover the entire page, like to make a page out of paper. One side, like, it's just magazine, there's no paper in between. This is just a sketch that I was working on for an original character. I don't know if I'm really that kind of artist, but I'm giving it a try. This is just a little graphic cloud with a rainbow, or rain, or something like that. This background I did fairly recently, well, within the past few years. This little nudity, this drawing of Aphrodite was done back in 2007, so when I was in high school, my graduating year. I was very proud of it, so I put it in here. This is a little bit of journaling. This is also a little bit of journaling. There's the same graphic. I just changed it up a little bit. This was, I actually saw this graffitied when I was in town, and this is a little Kilroy graffiti. I was trying to think up monsters for these guys, just coming up with random little monsters, and I journaled over the top of that. This guy was pretty fun. He's watercolor. I'm not sure if I used acrylic. I think I did around the background, but a lot of colored pencil. That was back in 2016. Oh, a whole year ago. This was wrapping paper. It kind of feels like a fuzzy poster, but it was white where the fuzzy is. So I took the twinkling H2Os and I painted the fuzzy, and then I added some lace washi tape. This is just a piece of graph paper that I was trying to use up my Crayola markers on. There's nothing on the other side. This is just a page that I painted black and added some rainbow stuff onto it. These are pretty cool. So later on in the book you'll see the sun and moon combination, I do a lot with that. I have a lot of fun with it. Right here is a piece of found word poetry that I put in the book. This was a card that I received and just added into the pages. On the background is some torn book pages, and I used the twinkling H2Os. This is also from Sky Doll. In the background here, I used to work at Michael's, so we had like the sticker labels. Those are just leftover sticker labels. This is scrap paper. I thought it looked kind of neat. Sticker from my childhood. Here we go. So this design I've been working on for quite a while, and I'm just playing with it. See, this was 2013. It was something I did on a sticky note. I was trying that sticky note a day thing, but I didn't do it. Didn't really follow through. So I'm just playing with suns and moons and along that idea. This is a sketch of character. A unicorn and a dragon, because I like them. This is a printout from Pinterest. Some quotes, Pinterest. So here's another way, another page that I did with that splattering technique, where I can't get it to focus. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, it's one of my favorites. It's got every color of the rainbow, and it's soft. It feels so soft. There's a page of Pokeballs, and these are cutouts from, well, this was a cover of the Kabuki comic that I was mentioning. A random wildlife sticker. They were extras that I had, the Kabuki. And this Crazy World ad was, I've had this from, gosh, way long ago. It was from magazines that I used to read when I was a kid. This is a little totem pole idea. It's an old sketch. There's more playing with the half sun, half moon idea. This is a mixed media piece with some Van Gogh sunflowers and playing with water and stippling up at the top. Magazine. Okay, so this background I drew. This right here was an old book page that I took a black marker and I put a dot on every single letter, and then I ran over it with my aquash pen. And then this right here was a magazine cutout that I added scrapbooking, like I added scrapbooking paper to finish a piece. To try to make it look like a page or a picture. And then I just kind of added in a couple other things. This was a sketch that I did at my friend's house. He's got a little goldfish or betta fish in his bubble there. This was inspired by an artist on YouTube. This mermaid I also did with the twinkling H2Os. She took a few days, a few hours. I put a little too many barnacles on there for my liking, but I'm pretty proud of her. Took a lot of work. This is a collage ATC that I made, and on the back is a quote from Pinterest. This was from a National Geographic. I did this quite a few years ago. I cut out the crown shape and painted it. I actually think that's some kind of glitter powder in there. And this guy was an ink spill that I saw the shape of this frog prince in him, in the ink spill, so I made that. This page I'm not too crazy about, but she was also an ink spill that I turned into something. It's a little girl riding on a unicorn. This was some washi tape that I tried to make. I don't know, didn't really turn out right. These were fun. I took some watercolor paint and I just boop, and then I turned them into little people. And this is like a label sticker with the twinkling H2O paint on it, and that I painted a dandelion on. This was inspired by willowing from YouTube, so that was pretty fun. It was just a notes page that I decided to turn into, like to add art onto, so it was kind of neat. Didn't waste. I like that idea. This is my blind unicorn and a unicorn sticker, so that was fun. Some sketches. And these were inspired by pictures on YouTube, or Pinterest. This is a character that I designed, and I made this little bunny rabbit to go with him. Just sort of like the little devil on your shoulder kind of character. But he's, can't be all bad. Some more sketches of him. And that's all that's there. These are skull scrapbooking papers. And this is a stipple tree. I used Crayola markers and I just doot. And this was some of my favorite tape ever. It's just Scotch tape. But I really liked it. It's all gone now, sad to say. These two were designs for a tarot card that my friend was commissioned to work on. This was just doodling. I can't remember who I was inspired by. I believe it was Audra Claire from YouTube. And this was an ad from a tattoo magazine. I don't recall the artist, but I really liked the picture. And now here, this I had made, I saved this guy from way back in the day, back from, like, with the Crazy World ad. I think he was from like a t-shirt ad or something, and I added him onto here, so it kind of reminds me of a King Kong. And then the play off with the Asian woman, I ripped this out of a magazine in a waiting room. It just plays off the Godzilla theme, so I thought that was kind of neat, just visually. These are some of my favorite pages. These are also, this was I used to do this with my books and my page dividers in high school. Sorry about shaking. I'm using my phone. I don't have good quality recording equipment yet. So this is just a collage. Cutouts, things that I had saved from a long time ago. And this, I used all of my markers at the time to write "There is no box." I just covered the page. There is no box. And here we are at the last page. Made a collage. Scrapbooking paper. And this is from a magazine. That's from back in the day as well. And this was a packing tape transfer. So, thought it was kind of a neat little comic. And there we are. That is the entirety of my Frankenstein'd cans and mixed media. Pretty proud of this book, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Sorry again for the video quality, but I just wanted to get something on my channel. I do enjoy this kind of work, and I fully intend to make more videos. So hopefully they'll be better quality, and I'll have a little bit some fun stuff to share. So enjoy the day, guys.